I never thought in a million years I would want this shoe, to the point where I literally texted one of the owners and said like, bro, do you like not fuck with me? You got a problem with me or something? I'm not saying that towards SNEAKERCON. I'm not saying that towards Kais. I'm not saying that towards JC. You guys might be wondering where JC comes into all this. I don't talk shit about none of these people, and I don't say anything about them that I would not say directly to them. So I got back from the Bay. I was in California this weekend, and if you guys recall, in an earlier episode, I believe it was episode 31 of this series, Turning Clothes into Cash, I said, I really miss going to SNEAKERCON. So when I heard SNEAKERCON was coming to the Bay, an area which I used to live near, and it just so happens that San Jose was my first ever SNEAKERCON. Anyways, with the homie Harrison, I'm actually staying in the same room as him. Yeah, we're gonna push these beds together and cuddle up. Of course, for old time's sakes, I want to check it out, and as you guys can see, I got some sneakers.
Put a four up on your head like split web, see what that money do. Come around my way, homicide, demolition crew. Clean up man, I'm the janitor. See me sweeping through, tearing blocks down. Killers get at you, my niggas thugging around this way. But I brought up blick with you, but niggas really grind.
Now, although this is still turning clothes into cash, I do not believe there are any pieces or shoes that I'm showing off in this video that I actually plan on resale. I will be posting some shoes for sale on my new resale page, Sneaks EA. That's gonna be somewhere on the screen and in the description down below. If you guys have been following me, you guys know I changed the name, Sneaks EA.
It's in the game.
Now, this first shoe that I'm showing you guys, I never thought in a million years I would want this shoe, but I did. And thankfully I got it. And that shoe is, of course, the Maniere or Maniere or Maniere. I keep hearing different enunciations.
Maniere.
The Maniere.
Maniere.
Maniere. If you are from Atlanta, maybe you have a better idea. Personally, every time I say it, I just say, I'm here. Yeah. But yes, I finally got the Jordan 3s. If you guys watch a recent video, I did show off another sneaker collaboration between Nike and Maniere. And I mentioned that I wanted these shoes. Now, I've never been a fan of Jordan 3s. I will say I've developed some appreciation for these shoes over the last several years. As I've mentioned before, when I started getting into sneakers, I was more worried or concerned with where I was gonna lay my head that night. There were times where I did not always have a roof over my head. This particular Jordan model, I have said many times, is one of my least favorite Jordan models. I think my least favorite is probably the Jordan 5, and then it used to be the Jordan 3. However, after this shoe, I started looking at all other Jordan 3s completely differently, and I'm not gonna lie, this is actually probably one of my favorites. From absolute favorite to least favorite, I would put the Jordan 1s in the #1 spot only because they are one of the 3 shoes that were basically hybridized together to create the Nike Dunk, which is kind of more in my lane or what I like with my personal style. Then I would say the Jordan 12s, then probably the Jordan 3s, and then the Jordan 6s, and I don't really care after that.
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care.
But I'm not gonna lie, these have been growing on me a lot. When I saw these, it actually made me want to go back and get some other Jordan 3s. Like, I would like to get the Fragment Jordan 3s for a reasonable price. If you guys have a size 9 or 9.5, let me know. But yeah, this shoe right here is gorgeous. The execution on this sneaker is amazing. First of all, you guys know my color palette, these beautiful natural tones, some creme de la creme hits with this aged midsole. There are some additions to this shoe that give it a more luxe or premium look. You have this premium tumbled leather throughout the entire sneaker. Something I did not notice that I saw when watching my boy Seth Fowler's video is the raw edge kind of does add this luxe feeling to the shoe, or luxe look. It just looks more luxurious. You have these suede panels. Another thing that really helps make this shoe look more like a high-end shoe is this quilted interior. I don't know what it is about this quilted satin material, but it just looks so freaking gorgeous. I'm kind of worried about long-term wear. When I saw the quilted guts, I just had to cop these. This is such a sick shoe. This particular model is called the Raised by Women. And another thing that's really cool about this shoe is the fact that it is inspired by James's mom. I guess the first Jordan she ever purchased him was a Jordan 3. And there's little details like on this little plastic tab that basically looks like a huge Nike fingernail on the back of this shoe. It has little quotes from his mom. All we have is each other, and you have to get comfortable walking alone. That's kind of depressing, but if you guys have been subscribed to the channel, you guys know I'm really close with my mom. I've been really open throughout a lot of these videos that the reason I got into reselling was once I got out of the military, which is when I lived near the Bay in Sacramento. Reselling was a way to provide for my family and even provide me with my apartment that I feel blessed to wake up in every morning, and just so many other opportunities like past sneaker cons. As I've said before, it's one of the reasons why I started Plus One. If you guys don't know what Plus One is my cook group. I talked about it in the last Supreme video. I saw all these cook groups charging $30, $40, $50 a month. I realized that the landscape of reselling was becoming more difficult if you did not have access to some of these tools. I wanted to make something as affordable as possible. Originally, I tried doing something for free, but a lot of this stuff is super expensive. Like the restock monitors that we have in Plus One cost me over $1,000 a month by themselves. And then all the other tools and providers that I pay for when it comes to the low key flips, the brick flips, all the release channels that have complete site lists, raffle lists, all that stuff costs money. So I tried to make it as cheap as I possibly could. And yeah, I started a group. It's $15 a month. If you would like to join, of course, I will leave a link in the description down below. We have a lot of different tools that can help you get into reselling. We also have ACO providers. I'm actually getting into botting, so I may personally be running people's slots for free this season for Supreme. Speaking of Plus One, a lot of members actually cook these using Plus One because all members get access to Cardinal completely free. Cardinal is a premium autofill. It is normally $30 to purchase and $5 a month after that. However, all Plus One members get it for free included in their membership. That's why I'm telling you guys, I really worked to make this group as affordable as I possibly could, but I wanted to create something that would get people into this thing that has changed my life. I still love sneakers. I love clothes. I'm not just some reseller that just sees dollar signs. I pay resell like I did with these. I did pay a little bit above StockX ask. I think I paid $10 over the little StockX green button.
Tyler, right? Jacob.
Tyler, Jacob. I can have a brother named Tyler. What if I did 515? That's only taking 35 off.
530. 525?
I'll do 525. That's what it is before the taxes.
Living in Washington State, if I purchase from StockX, I gotta pay the processing fee, the shipping fee, and tax, not only on the shoe. If you guys haven't noticed, StockX charges tax on the processing and shipping fees. But yeah, man, I am so glad to finally have these in the collection. Of course, you have the little embroidered hits on the tongue right there as well. Originally, when I missed that drop, I was so bummed because so many members in Plus One got them, but I was an idiot and woke up late on both releases. It actually saw 2 separate releases that people were cooking on. There were some crazy restocks on that. So many members got 2 or 3 pairs of this shoe, but I just kept missing the release. Like I wasn't meant to have it, so yeah, eventually I had to pay resale. Basically, if you were on the Discord at the time this dropped, you were guaranteed to get it. Now, another sneaker that I wanted to get, another woman's shoe, the Seafoam Jordan 1s. I love these pastel colors. In fact, bright, crazy colors is one of the reasons I originally got into SBs. A lot of the SB Dunks and SB Blazers were super loud. The Blazers had all the cool colorways while still having a suede upper, and I prefer an actual suede upper. Now, this isn't a rough or brushed suede, but it's not like a true leather. Smells freaking delicious. Okay, I'm weird. The reason I like suede over leather is because it creases a lot better. Now, of course, being in Washington, the rain suede up. But yeah, I love this shoe. I did put the Seafoam green laces in compared to the laces that originally came inside. The laces that come already in this thing are so fucking trash. I don't mind the pastel laces, but I might actually swap these out for some sale laces, or as I call them, the creme de la creme bukkake colorway laces. Now on the Seafoam Jordan 1s, I did pay $10 over that little terrible green button on StockX. I tried to go back and forth with the dude. The dude originally was asking $280. I tried getting him for $250.
Would you do 250 for these? That's a StockX ask right now.
I'd rather just consign them.
I think we went back and forth. I said my max was $260. He then said $270. I once again said my max was $260. And sometimes you just gotta be willing to not change your price.
$260. That's 10 over StockX.
Problem, I'm paying over ask on them. Paying like a 250, 260 or hey.
260 I'd be down, but I can't go above that.
So I'll do 270.
260 is already my max.
Right after that, I started walking off, or I put the shoes down and just said, I'm good, I don't need it. And then he asked, are they personal, are they resale? I'm like, bro, why would I get them for resale if I'm paying $10 over that little green StockX price? And then he asked me to put them on my feet right in front of him. Like, I'm so confused, but yeah, they're personals. I'm not gonna pay above StockX to resell them. He also said something that I think was cap.
Could I get a payout of like 300 if I consign them at the store?
Why would you sell them for 280 then?
Just because I don't want to bring the box back.
If you can sell them for 300, why not just sell them for 300? I don't know. Overall, the dude was cool. He was doing his thing. He was hustling. And then the last shoe that I picked up from SNEAKERCON, I still have 4 other sneakers to show off, but of course, you guys can probably already tell by the box. The Union Jordan 4 Guavas. As you guys may have heard, I did not list Jordan 4s on my favorite Jordan silhouette list because I've actually never really been a fan of this model, although it is a very coveted Jordan silhouette. There are some recent Jordan 4s that I have appreciated. I love the University Blues, all the Union collaborations, literally all 4 of them. Really just any Jordan 4 that has a suede upper looks beautiful to me. But yeah, I just got this at a good price, so I had to pick up another pair. I actually sold my pair. I may end up keeping this one. I don't know. I just feel kind of conflicted having a bunch of Jordans. Jordans, although I can appreciate the shoes, it doesn't have the same nostalgic feeling that a lot of Nike SBs have for me. I've talked about this before, but being being that I used to ride bikes. I used to wear a lot of skate shoes that had more padding or that were thicker or more durable. SBs was like my entry into sneakers. And at that time, yeah, I'd record a lot of my friends locally that were crumping or dancing or whatever, music videos, things of that nature. And a lot of those guys were wearing Dunks with baggy pants and tall tees. So for me, those shoes will always have more of a nostalgic feeling, but I have definitely grown to appreciate a lot of Jordan releases. And as I've gone back and learned more about the Jordan brand and how influential that brand is, not just having some of the Jordans be influential when it comes to the Nike Dunks, but literally if you look at a lot of designer shoes, the base model they use is the Jordan 1. So those were the pickups from the first day at SNEAKERCON. And to be honest, I wasn't going to make a dedicated video for these sneaker pickups. I actually have a video that I'm releasing very soon. Make sure you subscribe with post notifications on. It should release on Monday. It's just taking a little bit longer to edit than I expected, where I basically document the whole trip to the Bay. I go shopping, I show off some of the vintage pickups that I got, and I'm gonna go over some of the sneakers as well. But yeah, the next video I'm working on is gonna be freaking fire. Make sure you subscribe and notifications on. And while you're down there subscribing and turning on post notifications, make sure you smash the like button, show some love in the comments. Any support does help. I know it gets annoying hearing people beg for likes and engagement or just any interaction. Without your guys' support, without you guys doing those little innocuous things that may seem insignificant, I would not have these opportunities at all. And I would not be able to keep making videos. But like I said, SNEAKERCON was a good time. I got to kick it with some YouTube homies. Obviously the whole trip to the Bay was my bro RJ.
You're so tall, it's like your reach is...
A lot of people don't know how tall I am, but I look down on these people like this is
Bro,
me.
you're such a like really good dude, man. Like, hey, thanks for taking care of me, bro. I want no problems.
I'm so tall.
Hey, bro, I don't want no problems.
But I've said this before, in the trips to the thrift, if you guys have been watching all those, he was actually doing trips to the thrift long before anyone on YouTube. He was like one of the first, even before my brother Paul can too. So he's like an OG YouTuber. Of course, I gotta see my homies from Sneak City, Tia and Anastasia.
No way! You got it! Yeah, you just walk in, oh,
Yeah, I needed a pair, you know, needed a pair, you know, finally.
Hell yeah.
I gotta see the homie DJ from the DNA show.
Done working?
Kinda. Everybody want to know more about SBs. We're gonna have some good tricky SBs. But you got any recommendations for SBs?
I gotta meet some new YouTubers, so I met the dudes from Common Hype.
Keep killing it, much love.
And I gotta kick it with the homie Keezy, which you guys will see more of that actually in the next video as well. So like I said, subscribe and turn on post notifications. But even though it was fun, it still did not feel the same. You know, it's been 2 years since my last SNEAKERCON. I really want to go to Dallas, and honestly, Dallas, from the outside looking in, it looked like a reunion. But I can't help but feel that the relationship just doesn't seem the same with the owners. The overall environment, it feels a little bit more transactional. When Kai started going to SNEAKERCONs, they had all these other events besides just buying shoes, so it just felt more like an experience. With past SNEAKERCONs, I feel like I could go to them, not buy a single sneaker and still have a good time. I don't know if I could say the same for this SNEAKERCON. Yeah, there was a huge line, but obviously this is their second SNEAKERCON back. In the past, it's always felt kind of like a family. They've asked how my mom is. The owners and the people who run it are all genuine, and they've always given these spiels of like, we're family, we look at you guys like family. But to be honest, like I've reached out to them, and yeah, I got in there and they let me get in for free, which I'm grateful for. But just the overall vibe did not seem the same, to the point where I literally texted one of the owners and said like, bro, do you like not fuck with me? You got a problem with me or something? Maybe they do because of the whole Kais situation. As you guys know, I'm friends with Kais. There's some bad blood with that. Not really my place to get into. I just know that Kais reached out to him to try to do the little sneaker store at SNEAKERCON, and they ignored him. And by what I've heard, it was a purposeful ignoring, which is kind of crazy because I mean, Kais put a lot of people on a SNEAKERCON. Indirectly, he's the reason vintage is even in SNEAKERCON, because he's the reason Paul Cantu ever went to SNEAKERCON. First person to start selling vintage and make that like a regular thing at those events. And now there's tons of vintage. That was probably one of the dopest things about the event for me. The basketball games back in the day, all those things made it an experience. And I still had fun, but I can't lie, it wasn't the same as before, which is why I didn't go back the next day. I feel like I already did what I wanted to do. I got some shoes, I saw the vendors. What was I gonna do the next day? Go back and look at the same shoes I just looked at? You know, that's what it felt like. I've always had love for those people. It just, I don't know, man. It feels like they just don't fuck with us. When I say us, I mean like YouTubers anymore. And maybe that's just a lack of communication because they're busy, who knows. But for me, if you are gonna have spiels about how we are family, like family doesn't hold grudges, family gets over shit. My brother, rest in peace, has stolen from us when we were broke. Literally hung me over a balcony one time threatening to drop me, and still every single day I woke up and, you know, I'd tell him, yo, I love you. You know, that's my brother, that's family. But I just feel like if you text someone, yo, do you rock with me? Like, do we got a problem? And they don't text you back, that kind of tells you, maybe there's a problem. Anyway, speaking of Kais, the next day was Sunday, so I went to go to his little pop-up. Fire Kicks tried scamming me. I did still purchase a shoe, the Undefeated Air Force One. Got it for $130, which is $10 under retail. This is actually based off of a 2003 Undefeated collaboration. So they basically just took that exact same concept from 2003, put it on a different shoe, and I think it looks dope. I love Air Force Ones. This will always be a classic shoe. And for under retail, I can't complain. Now there's 3 other shoes that I'm gonna go over really briefly. Wait, why do I have 4 shoes here? Oh, I forgot. This is the other Maniere little Nike collaboration. I'll probably end up including some video footage earlier when I was talking about this, but yeah, this is Air Force One, friends and family. How many pairs were made? 989 pairs. I got that in the mystery box. And when I got these, and I actually wanted to keep them because the materials on this Air Force One, I know it may just look like a curb stomping essential. The materials on that thing are so freaking luxurious. I do have 3 other shoes. One makes sense, the other 2 are just completely out of left field. First, I'll show you one of the ones that you guys would probably not expect, which is a pair of Salomon hiking boots. Yes, if you guys follow the Instagram, the Starlife, TheStarrlife. Don't know why I said it like that. You guys will see. I like to take my shoes hiking, especially if I have hiking boots. I don't just get these for fashion. As you guys know, Salomon and another brand that I'll be showing off in a second, Hoka, have become very popular amongst fashion people. That being said, they actually are great hiking shoes. So if you get a pair and you want to go hiking, definitely use them because they make some great boots. We'll see how these ones hold up. Honestly, I got these just for some snow hikes. I kind of like this worn look. It has what looks like white paint throughout. It just looks like some post-apocalyptic hiking boots. I like to have cool shoes for the streets, cool boots for the mountains. And then we got these. Now this is a little bit different. I wouldn't call this a hiking shoe, maybe a running shoe, the Clifton, but it's a suede material, so it's probably not the best for running either. It will be super comfortable, but it's kind of like a what the Hoka. You see how it has 2 different mismatching colors? You have these beautiful suede panels throughout. As you can see, you have the classic thick Hoka midsole right here. Both of these are actually French companies. Hoka, I believe, was originally started by former Salomon employees, but one of the things that makes Hoka so special and the reason that this midsole is so thick, I talked about this previously, but when a lot of shoe manufacturers were trying to make minimalist style shoes, Hoka took the exact opposite approach and made a maximalist shoe where they just added a lot of tech, a lot of cushioning, a lot of stuff for the person that is using that shoe, whether it be a hiker, runner, whoever. But I actually got those for style, which is kind of weird because I normally wouldn't buy a shoe like that for style. I just like the colors. And now, last but not least, it's only right we end on my favorite shoe silhouette, the Nike SB Blazer, all premium suede upper. You have this creme de la creme swoosh, these natural tones. I got this actually off of GOAT for right around retail. I think I paid $10 to $20 over retail. I got this shoe for a reason. I will actually talk more about that in the future, but I just wanted to point this out in this unboxing because as you guys know, I showed off the Manieres or Manieres, whatever. Pias. I showed off the Seafoam Jordans. I showed off the Unions. All of those kind of natural, lighter, pastel colors. And if you don't have the money to get shoes like that or pay resale, I'm telling you, this is a good, beautiful, versatile shoe. You can literally wear it for anything. They last forever. It's simple, it's clean. They have amazing colorways, and you can get some colorways like this one where you have those same natural tones for so freaking cheap. Even if they sell out, you can still get it for close to retail because it's just not a hyped shoe. I love the Nike SB Blazers still to this day. So yeah, man, that's basically it. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Smash the like button down below, show some love in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. Like I said, I did not want to make this into 2 parts, but I do have the entire trip to the Bay documented, and that will be posted next Monday. So make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications, like I said 3 times earlier. Thank you guys for everyone that does support me with the whole SNEAKERCON thing. I don't know if I should speak on it, to be honest, but once again, I've said this throughout several videos. My intention is just to make these videos kind of like a video documentation of what's going on. I reached out to them directly. It's not like I just made this video out of nowhere. I just think that there are minor issues between certain content creators and where I come from. This whole concept or idea of having an issue with someone and just kind of like ignoring it is fucking lame. I'm not saying that towards SNEAKERCON, I'm not saying that towards Kais, I'm not saying that towards JC. You guys might be wondering where JC comes into all this. I don't talk shit about none of these people, and I don't say anything about them that I would not say directly to them. Don't just sit there and let it fester, especially if at one point you were claiming that y'all were family. And this is to everyone. Kais is my brother. Like, that's someone I rock with. That's someone I'm gonna see this weekend. I would tell him and anyone else the exact same thing. If you guys at any point ever said that you guys were family, maybe you guys should sit down and talk, because you guys are using that family word real incorrectly. And to be honest, I think that's disrespectful to the word family. Whether Kais considered JC or SNEAKERCON family, or JC or SNEAKERCON considered Kais family, however you fucking cut it, if you ever said you're family, then you guys should sit down and talk, or just stop using that fucking word so loosely. But whatever, man. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Sorry if I'm getting it all serious. I just really can't stand when I see some of this internet stuff. For me, YouTube is a break from reality. I get to sit here and I get to live this life that I never thought in a million years I would live. It's not like like I'm just making this video without reaching out to nobody. I reached out to people. This right here is what I want to tell them in person. Congrats to everyone on their success. Congrats to SNEAKERCON. Congrats to JC on his fucking castle of a store. And congrats to my brother Kais, who's always killing it. Some food for thought for everyone. Anyways, I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate you guys. And as always, keep in the star life. Peace.
You think I'm gonna fuck with a bucket that's gonna break down on me? If you ain't no Honda, I don't give a fuck who you is, you gonna break down on me.